in me. He lives within you. So what you gonna do? Everybody singing. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. So I am going throughout my day. I take time to pray to you, oh Yah. I give praises all my days, and I will exalt thy name. Yah lives in you, he lives in me too. So what you gonna do? Everybody sing it. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. In the evening, for a hey! I know it's 3 verses to that song. I only know 2. In the evening, before I lay down, I get on my knees and pray to you, oh Yah. I sing praises all my days. Without you, our nation can't live. Yah lives in you, he lives in me too. So what we're gonna do? Everybody sing it. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. Yah-kai, Yah-kai. My Yah lives in me. Praise Yah. Hey, hey, Yah-kai. Hey, Yah-kai. Say Yah-kai. Yah-kai. Yah lives. Yah lives. Yah lives. Yah lives. Yah-kai. 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 Praise Yah. Praise Jehovah. Wadosha, 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 Yahoo. Wadosha, 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 Yahovah. Hallelujah, 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 praise Yah, Yahovah, hallelujah, 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 Yahovah, Yah, praise Yah, praise Yah, Rakumbia, 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 Yahovah, Yah-Eli, Todaya, 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 Yahovah, Yah-Eli, Yah-Eli, hey, Rakumbia, hallelujah, Padosha. Padosha. Kodaya. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Ha! Praise Yah. Unity. Fingers spread. A hand is weak. How to gain the strength you see. Close that hand and make a fist. Send that power to the rim. Arm in arm, hand in hand. That's the only way to stand. Unity will make us free. Under Yahweh, unity. A chain that has a weekend leg. Yeah. Flip. Do what? Repair that chain and make it, gonna make it fast. Chain is made to last. Arm in arm, arm in arm, arm in arm. And that's the only way to praise Yah. Unity will make us, it's gonna make us free. Under Yahweh, unity. Togetherness, make us strong. Unity shall be ours. Our strength lies in the will to be under Yah with unity. Arm in arm, arm in arm, in arm. That's the only way to stand. Unity is gonna make us free under Yahweh. Unity. Hallelujah. Blessed be the mighty King. Thanking the Most High God for this holy day. I'm thanking the Creator for, once again, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And I'm thanking the Creator for the Shabbat day, which is very important. You may be seated. This time I'll ask for a volunteer to read the Psalms that are set aside for the afternoon. The 79th Psalm, the 121st Psalm, Psalm the 124 and the 148. Do I have any volunteers before I have to call someone? Any volunteers? Shavani. Hallelujah. Blessed be.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom La.
Praise the name of the Most High God and thank God for all of our lives here. Psalm 79. Oh God, the heathens are coming to thy inheritance. They have defiled thy holy temple.
They have, can you read it?
They have defiled thy holy temple. They have made Jerusalem into heaps.
They have given the dead bodies of thy servants to be food unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy holy ones unto the beasts of the earth.
They have shed their blood like water round about Jerusalem, with none to bury them.
We are become a taunt to our neighbors, or scorn and derision to them that are round about us.
How long wilt thou be angry forever? How long will thy jealous burn like fire?
Pour out thy wrath upon the nations that know thee not, and upon the kingdoms that call not upon thy name.
For they have devoured Jacob, and laid waste his habitation.
Remember not against us the iniquities of our forefathers. Let thy compassion speedily come to meet us, for we are brought very low.
Help us, O God of our salvation, for the sake of glory of thy name.
And deliver us.
And deliver us and forgive our sins for thy name's sake, Silika.
Wherefore shall the nations say, where is their God? Let the vengeance of thy servant's blood that is shed be made known among the nations in our sight.
Let the groaning of the prisoners come before thee, according to the greatness of thy power. Set free those that are appointed to death.
And render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach with their reproach thee, O Yah.
So we that are thy people and thy flock, and the flock of thy pastor, will give thee thanks forever. We will tell of thy praise to all generations. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
121 Psalm. I will lift up my eyes unto the mountains, from where shall my help come.
My help coming from Jehovah, who made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keep thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper, Yahweh is thy shade upon the right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall keep thee from all evil. He shall keep thy soul.
Jehovah shall guard thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and forever.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
124 Psalm. If it had not been for Yahweh who was for us, let Israel now say.
If it had not been Yahweh who was for us, when men rose up against us,
then they had swallowed us alive, when their wrath was kindled against us.
then the waters have overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul.
Then the proud waters had gone over our soul.
Blessed be Yahweh who has not given us as a prey to their teeth.
Our soul escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken, and we are escaped.
Our help is in the name of Yahweh, who made heaven and earth.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's 148 Psalm. Praise ye Yahweh from the heaven. Praise him in the heights.
Praise ye him all his angels. Praise ye him all his hosts.
Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of the lights.
Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that are above the heavens.
Let them praise the name.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let them praise the name of Yahweh, for he commanded and they were created.
He have also established them forever and ever. He has made a decree which shall not be transgressed.
Praise Yahweh from the earth, ye sea monsters and all deeps.
Fire, hail, snow, and vapor, stormy wind fulfilling his word.
Mountains and all hills, fruits, trees, and all cedars.
Beasts and all cattle, creeping things and winged fowl.
Kings of the earth and all people, princes and all judges of the earth.
Both young men and maidens, old men and children.
Let them praise the name of
Hallelujah.
Yahweh, for his name alone is exalted. His glory is above all the earth and heaven.
And he have lifted up a horn for his people, a praise for all his holy ones, even for the children of Yisrael, a people near unto him. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise be the name of the Most High God forevermore. Hallelujah. Amen.
Thankful to the Most High God for our sister volunteering 2 weeks in a row. So, but if you volunteer, you get called up. Also to the people online, I'm going to try to vet some people to try to see if I can get some people online to call in and recite the Psalms. We've done it before. So, but it have to be vetted people that we know. So put your name up there and I'll check out and speak to you during the week and try to get you to, maybe next week we'll get someone plugged in to come through and read the Psalms. We got the technology to make that happen. Hallelujah. Without any further ado, I'm going to call up the speaker of this afternoon. I guess it's evening now. It's evening now, right, Dawn? Yes. Okay. She's the one who keeps the time on me. Chief Prince Yeriel Ben Issachar. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
First and foremost, I give all honors, glory to the Creator of heaven and earth. And I say to my family here, my family online, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat. Oh, man. How we feeling, family? Good. I know we done ate and everything, and we relaxing now. We're on relaxed mode. So, but this is God's day. This is the day that God gave us, to praise His name, to rest, relax ourselves, and to come together and praise Him. And I'm going to try to stay online with my brother and my sister from earlier. Some beautiful teachings earlier. I'm sure y'all enjoyed them. Chief Benjamin, our sister Tish, great teacher. Great teacher. There you go. Y'all give her a hand. Don't be shy. I know the Most High does and will work through sisters. But I just got to say one thing. I kind of agree with my man Manoah. I would have had to kind of see, that's what, Joseph didn't do. But I would have kind of had to second guess when she say to me that some guy said, he came to me and said that I'm gonna have a child. I want to meet this person. Joseph didn't do that with Mary. He just took that word. That Holy Ghost probably been around way before that. So we had to check that out. But but it was a beautiful thing, and like I said, the Most High definitely works through women. So I'm about to go into the book that a teacher of mine, Chief Amos, he used to really instill this in me and my brothers that came up with me, Prince Shem, Chief of Vineyard, Prince Nata, he used to sit down. This is his thing, because another great teacher, Hakohen Levy, he was into the current events, and we always was learning about the 5 books and studying that, about learning about our forefathers, through the book of Samuel and Kings. But these men wanted us to know what's happening today. They wanted us to be on point and put the knowledge we get from the book into what's going on today, so we would see things just a little more clearly, and we will see the injustices that happen to us. It's like 5 years later, and they still trying to find out what to do with this guy who killed Eric Gardner. Now they say he died of his sicknesses. He didn't die from a chokehold. It's not a chokehold compared to them. It's called a seatbelt hold. You know what I mean? So I'm scared of my seatbelt now. I know if I don't wear it, I get a ticket, but it might kill me. So, these are the things that's going on, And even it's sad, I heard the other day, the man was already dead and everything, and they still put a felony arrest on him, on a dead man. That's how bad they want to see us go down. They wanted to taint the man's name even in his death. So, all right, what we want to do is we want to go into the book of Proverbs, and we want to go into chapter 18, and I'm going to make an attempt to try to bring some enlightenment to the words that was left on record. 18 and 20.
We're in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
He that separateth himself seeks his own desire, and snarleth against all sound wisdom.
It says, who lives by himself follows his own whim. It says, he is angered by the advice of any kind. When you separate yourself from everybody else, that means your advice is the only advice you take. So you only gonna get smart advice as smart as you are. You can't go past that, because and then you make up stuff in your mind and you have nobody to throw this around with, you know, and you shun all advice. You shun it every time somebody come to you and say, hey bro, I think you should try this way. Or check this out, try it that way. You shun that, come see.
A fool has no delight in understanding, but only that his heart may lay itself bare.
It said a fool doesn't have no reflection. You don't take time out to think about anything. Fools just act on impulse. People with wisdom, sometimes there's no time for thinking. You just have to act. But there's certain times when you have to think, you can think about stuff. A fool will get into a conflict with a person outside and then say, okay, you know, this dude hit me or whatever. Let me run home and get my gun. Now, the time you take to run home, get your gun loaded, this is your thinking time. Now, you should say, listen, maybe they be waiting for me out there. I told them I was getting my gun. Maybe they're going to call the police. Maybe this is not a good time to go back out there. Right. But a fool just react. I'm mad. I'm going to take care of this right now. So when you get time to think, you have to use that time wisely. Come shoot.
3. When the wicked cometh, there cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach.
It said when the wicked comes, contempt comes also. When wicked people come, they bring all kind of problems with them. They bring all kind of, they want to argue things. It says, and with disgrace, dishonor. When you disgrace, you dishonor. When a child do something, when you tell a child, listen, when you go out the house, you got to remember these things I'm telling you, and don't embarrass me, and I won't embarrass you. Nobody never look at Israel and say, oh, I see your father, man. And dishonor comes with disgrace. So we always got to remember that and be on our best behavior from these things that we have learned. Come see.
4. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, a flowing brook, a fountain of wisdom.
Come see.
It is not good to respect the persons of the wicked, so as to turn aside the righteous in judgment.
It is not good to show partiality for the wicked, and so to deprive the virtuous or the righteous when giving judgment. I don't care how long you've known this person. I don't care what you and this person have been through. If they're wrong, they are wrong. You can't make a wrong right. No matter how long because you're making the wicked, you being partial with him because you know him, because you owe him something. You can't do this in judgment because you depriving that person that was right of their judgment. You depriving them of their just due because you know them, and then you try to make reason on why you get him the break, man. Give him, you know him. He did this. He did that. Right. Huh? He used to feed the poor. He used to do that. You make excuses, but he's wrong in this case. So you're judging him on this case, in this case alone. Right. So you can't take that away from the righteous by being partial with a person who's done something wicked. Come see.
6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Mm-hmm. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
It said the lips of a fool draw him into arguments. A fool says anything and everything out of their mouth. And even if you really don't even want to get back and forth with a fool, because like they say, people from a distance can't tell the difference, because you arguing with somebody who's making no sense, but they just bring you the argument because they talking stupidity. And he said, and his mouth pleads for a beating. People who you don't even want to get into any beef with, they say foolish stuff. Right. They go deep on it. You might talk about your mother, something that make you just want to put hands on this person. Right. They bring their own self. Their mouth, the mouth of a fool works his own ruin. His lips are a snare for his own life. They go so far, they don't even know when too close, too far is too close. When too close is too far. They don't know how, to let it go. You tell them, listen, man, like you said about, you've been drinking, man. Sleep it off, we'll talk later. But they don't know that. But they want to keep coming at you to their own life, to their own hurt. Come see.
Hey, the words of a whisperer are as dainty morsels, and they go down to the innermost parts of the belly.
The words of a talebearer are tasty morsels. When you running around talking about other people's business, this is like tasty morsels. It's so good. It's so juicy. I gotta let this stuff go. I gotta tell somebody about somebody else's business that has nothing to do with me. But I gotta make a phone call. I gotta do something. I can't hold this inside. It said go down to the belly. I can't hold this inside. People need to know. But it ain't your business to tell. So you bearing tales all around and you can't hold it. Country.
Now, even one that is slack is in his work is brother to him that is a destroyer.
The idle worker, the person is not even called work. The idle person, the person who sits back and does nothing. We was talking about earlier. If more people put their hands into something, first of all, it'll come out better. We can probably get it done quicker. But it says you like the brother of a destroyer. Because you idle, you not only messing you up, but those people who need help. You destroying others by knowing that you can do something, having the ability, but you rather just sit back and say, nah, I ain't gonna help. I ain't gonna do this. And you sit back idly and watch things happen when you can get involved. Now, if you can't get involved, you don't know what you're doing, fine, we understand that. But when you're healthy, and you can physically and mentally be a part of it, and you sit by idly and just watch it go, that's like Chief Benjamin said earlier. Sometimes, people, if they just got the credit for what they do, then it'd be different, because at the end of the day, they can be a part of something but wasn't a part of that thing, but everybody, the whole D.C.B. get the credit. Come shoot.
10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is set up on high.
The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. When we fallen under that banner, when we praise in the Most High God, that's like a shield over us. That's a strong tower. When we run up in here and we praise the Most High and we carry this spirit throughout the week, it's like you got a shield on you. It said like no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Right. Because you got the Most High in your corner. But that comes with work and with doing those things which are right, which are pleasing in the Most High sight. Come see.
11. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as a high wall in his own conceit.
It said the rich man's wealth is his stronghold, a high wall as he supports it. When you're rich, because they say money is the defense, and wisdom is the defense. So that money is his defense. He can buy his way out of a lot of things, whereas a poor man just got to take the brunt of it. But the only thing they say about wisdom is it can save your life. Sometimes money can't save your life. It can help kill you. But for the most rich people, that's like their stronghold. They money. They count on their money. They worship their money. That's their God. Come see.
12. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor goeth humility.
Before destruction, right before you're about to take your big downfall, you got to see how cocky most people are, how haughty, how arrogant you are, That, and when you see that, and you say, wow, that person wasn't always like that. But now, he done got this good job and all of this, and now he changed. When he was just working in the grocery store, he give you half of what he had in his pocket. Now he done hit lotto and made millions, and get out my face. You want $5? Wash my car. You know, so, and it says, humility goes before honor. But the higher you get, the more you have to humble yourself. That's where the honor comes in. They say, this guy ain't changed. As a matter of fact, he did change, but he changed for the better. You know, he's a more meek and humble person. You know, he helps people out. They say, you know, he's all right. You can get some honor out of that. Come sheep.
He that giveth answer before he heareth, it is folly and confusion unto him.
To retort without first listening is folly to work one's own confusion. You know how many times you've been in a conversation and you never even get to finish it, and somebody done jumped in and just started talking over your talk. Yeah, I know. You know, that's folly and confusion because you didn't even hear my whole matter out. You ain't hear what I had to say, and already you got the answer to my question. You got all the answers without even listening. They say listening is an art. So in order to retort something or rebut something, you have to hear it first. You can't start arguing your point when you didn't hear my point. Come sheep.
The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a broken spirit who can bear?
Sickness, the spirit of a man can endure. You can when you downtrodden and you know you feeling bad and your spirit is down, you can overcome that. You can get up in this book and you can say some prayers and you can read a few things. You know what I mean? People have said, listen, man, I really didn't feel like coming to teaching today. I really wanted to just stay home and stay in that bed and do that thing called rest. You know? But I got myself together. I jumped up, you know, I hit the shower, and I got here. Now I feel much better. When I start hearing them praise and all that, my spirit just uplifted. Because your spirit was a little sick. It was a little down. Your week might have been trash. But when you came here, you start praising God amongst your family, it was uplifting. It says, but when the spirit is broken, who can bear this? But once your spirit is broken, and you just start saying, look, I ain't going back over there. I've been trying this for a while. This just ain't for me. You know, who can bear that? Who can bear the broken spirit when you just gave up on the Most High? Come sheep.
15. The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge.
It said the heart of the discerning gains in knowledge, the ears of the wise man searcheth for knowledge. As these brothers say every time they come up, we have to study. We have to get in this book more than one day a week. We have to study. And once you start, it's like when we first came into law, if you wasn't born in this way. When you started reading about these people in this book, the Abrahams, the Isaacs, the Jacobs, you know, you might have did a chapter a day or two, but like Chief of Chiefs said, after a while, you couldn't put this book down. When you got up to like David, and you was like, wow, man, that's my forefather? Huh? Solomon looks like that? Make me want to go out and buy another chain. Huh? So our fathers was kings. Huh? They was wearing jewelry. Huh? Like we always say, our history didn't start with slavery. And once you start learning more about your history and know that before we was pulled, well, we got ourselves over here through our evils. We was some big time people. We wasn't just no nobodies. Our forefathers did some things. But that knowledge and all of that come from us studying. Come see.
16. A man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men.
A present opens every door for you and wins you access to the great. Trust me, when you come bearing gifts, y'all read about King Eglon. When that dude said, listen, I have a gift for the king. The greediness and all of that, hey, look, send everybody out of here. I don't want nobody to know what this guy's giving me. That opened the door for this guy to get in. Although he killed Eglon, but that gift is what brought him close enough to kill a king. Because of the greed, but it's on open the door. When you come before great people, most of the time they come bearing gifts. Or when you're in front of great people. You know, like Obama, he went out there and they come back with this big chain. I forgot who gave it to him, but look, even the United States people are like, oh, you gotta get that back. You can't keep that. But they seen something in this man and they should put this chain on. Because they knew he was a powerful man. And you just can't come before powerful people Just say, look, man, we need to talk. Who are you? You know, so you bear a gift, and that's just to get you 5 minutes. Come see.
17. He that pleadeth his cause first seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him out.
The first to plead, a judge to be right. In comes his opponent, then the trial begins. I can't sit in front of y'all and talk about my side of the story, and this is what happened, and this is how it happened, because the trial don't start till the other side comes. Right. So you got to hear both sides of a matter. That's how we judge. That's righteous judgment. Both sides in front of you, because listen, I've been in trial, and when that DA started talking, I was like, Lord, I'm going to jail, man. I'm going to do some time, man. It ain't right, it ain't fair, but this dude here, listen, like he knew me all my life. He was saying some stuff, man. He don't even know me. But then when my lawyer got up there, I said, shoot, I'm going home. I said, this guy's good. You know what I mean? He started saying his stuff. I said, oh, I'm good. I'm safe. I need to walk out right now. Because he battled that stuff. And he, you know, when you go in that character, you know, or something like that, this guy gonna say everything bad about you. But this guy came and said, well, look, this guy is this, and he's that, and that, and look, all these people who love him, you know, all these people wouldn't come here for him if he was that bad a guy. Right. And then it make you think, okay, but that comes with when you put the weight on yourself, the scale, and your good outweighs your bad. Because there's no one that sinneth not. But you got to have more good in the bank in your cup than bad. But we can't have a lopsided trial. We can't just, listen to a person that says, she's this, and she's that, and she's this. And like I always say, and not be able to just pick up the phone and say, hold on, let me just call, put on speakerphone, and then, you know, I can hear both sides. And most people gonna stop. Come sheep.
18. The lot causeth strife to cease, and parteth asunder the contentious.
The lot puts an end to disputes and decides between men of power. That's right. Everything ain't cut and dry. Everything ain't clear as we would make it to seem. Sometimes you have to flip a coin on some things. Right. Sometimes you gotta do odds even shoot. If y'all know what that is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
I know what that is. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But it ceases the strife between two powerful people. You know, when you're sitting there and we just can't get this thing, we say, listen, man, okay, this is what we're gonna decide on. And as men, we'll live by that. You know? Don't come over on my side to do me harm, I won't come over on your side to do you harm. And we'll live like that. And a man is as good as his word. So once we say, okay, this is how we're gonna do this, then that's what the lot decided. Come sheep.
A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle.
Brothers helped by brothers is a fortress. Friends are like the bars of a keeper. When you offend a brother or you offend somebody who's been like a friend that's been like a brother to you, that go above and beyond for you, that's so hard to get back. It's damn impossible. I'm not going to say impossible, but it's almost impossible to win that friendship back. Because, you know, he entrusted in you, he did all of this, and then somehow, he's wronged. And unless, again, we can sit down and both sides tell his story, that friendship or that brotherhood will never be won back. Come see.
A man's belly shall be filled with the fruit of his mouth. With the increase of his lips shall he be satisfied. Good. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that indulge in it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So when a man's stomach is full, it is the fruits of his own mouth, and it is the yield of his lips that fills him. Most of us are filled by the things we do, the prayers we put up, but it's your actions. It's actions. You got to put forth something to get something. We got to put forth, it says, the fruits of the mouth, but we got to put forth our actions. It says, death and life are in the gift of the tongue, and those who indulge indulge it must eat the fruit of its yield. Life and death. Listen, you can either be killed by the words out your mouth, or they can save your life. You know, because like I said, people may say things about you, but once you come up and you get to speak for yourself, you can either make you or break you. You said, and this is what you yield from. You yield for what comes out your mouth. Come, she.
22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a great good, and obtaineth favor of Yahweh.
Who finds a wife finds happiness, receiving a mark of favor from Yahweh. Because that's also a weighty thing. When you find a wife, you want to find a-like, but y'all gonna be yin and yang, because you gotta find, again, like a good friend. You don't want just a yes wife. You want somebody who's gonna be for your best half. You want somebody to say, the Prince, that according to Torah, that thing you about to do, bro, it's like borderline sinning, bro. And when you find a wife, that's what she got. She got your back. She got your best. So when you find that, you find favor from the Most High. And it lightens your load. Because now you got somebody walking with you, and it frees you up to do other things. If y'all both on that the same path. Come, she.
The poor useth entreaties, but the rich answereth impudently.
The poor man's language is entreaty. A poor man, when he's talking to people, he's got to use that soft voice. He got to use that almost begging type of thing, you know, because usually he's asking for something or he needs something. So he can't talk. The rich man's answer is harshness. Because you got money, you know, like, listen, man, come on, get out of here. Like I said, man, you want that? Wash my car, man. I got 4 pair of shoes over there. I need shine, man. After you do the shine in them shoes, we'll see about that $20 you need. We'll see about it. You know, he's harsh. He make you feel bad because he got all this bread, and he ain't a God-fearing man, or he wouldn't talk like this. But he make you feel bad because you're in need of something. But this book tell you that the poor will always be amongst us. You know, but poor people got to come to you with, you know, may I please have a little something to eat? I'm hungry. Come, she.
There are friends that one hath to his own hurt, but there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
There are friends who lead one to ruin. Others are closer than a brother. You always got that friend I was talking about. You got this friend that you know ain't no good for you. Detrimental. Yeah, detrimental. You can get killed at any time messing with this cat, but you can't cut him loose. He leads you to your own ruins. You know, yeah, he want to keep breaking you. He want to keep doing things that you know ain't right, but you can't shake him. Every time you look at him, you like, can't talk to him about the book because I don't want to hear that righteous stuff right now, bro. I don't want to hear that God talk right now, man. Yeah, but it said, but there's a friend, there's others that are closer than a brother. You can meet these people, these brothers or these sisters that are so alike with you and so can finish your thought and all of that. And call, you've been thinking about something all day, and they call you and say, hey, man, let's do this. Let's study Deuteronomy 28. He said, man, that was just on my mind. I just opened the book to Deuteronomy 28. And this is a friend that y'all think alike. And you can count on this person more than you can count on your own brother. And people have family members that they just, as long as we apart from each other, we all right. As soon as we get together, we on, we fighting. We come to each other with boxing gloves on. Come, she.
Chapter 19, verse 1, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and a fool at the same time.
It said, better a poor man living an honest life. Everybody ain't gonna have much. But the little bit you got, you know how to deal with it, and you're honest, you fair. You know what I mean? You go into a grocery store or something, you're like, wow, this is my last $20. And that thing costs $6. Ain't nobody looking. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. But an honest person gonna say, okay, I got 20, that's 6, I'm gonna have 14 left. I'm gonna pay for this. You learn from young, never steal nothing that you can pay for. If you can afford it, and sometimes stuff you can't afford, you don't need to have. But it's better honest man than the adept at double talk who is a fool. Those who double talk you, those who don't always want to talk over you, but don't know what they're talking about. No study in them, no anything. Come sheep.
Also, that the soul be without knowledge is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth.
When reflection is wanting, zeal is not good. When it's time to think about something and you haven't took the time to think something over, you can't come out all zealous and I like you right and all this, and you ain't even thought the matter over. Right. But zeal ain't no good when you haven't taken time to reflect on something, when you haven't thought it over, the pros and the cons and all of that. You can't just come out all zealous on somebody like you know you right. It said he who goes too quickly misses his way. He who goes too quickly misses his way. You ever been on the highway and you're zipping down there, you really don't know where you're going. You're waiting for the GPS to catch up with you, and the next thing you know, it says turn at 80, exit 86, and you see 87 right there. You're like, wow, I'm gonna speed it past the GPS. You're speeding, but you don't really know where you're going. So you're gonna lose your way. You're gonna pass your stop. Come sheep.
3. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against Yahweh.
It is man's folly that spoils his fortune, yet it is against Yahweh that his heart rages. It says your own folly. It's your own lackadaisicalness. It's your own not taking time to find out about stuff that will make you miss your fortune. That will make you miss your calling. It says, and yet against Yahweh that his heart is raging. It said, listen, the Most High ain't in you. You get angry when people talk about the book. You get angry when somebody tell you, yo, listen, man, you know the book said thou shalt. You ain't got to use the Most High name. Just tell them what the book said. You know the book says, man, the book. Yo, it's in the book. But they angry with the Most High. These ain't my words. God said this. Come, she.
4. Wealth addeth many friends, but as for the poor, his friend separateth himself from him.
Wealth multiplies friends, but the one friend the poor man has is taken from him. Well, yeah, you get some money. Like I said again, you hit lotto, and you see how these people gonna come flocking. People you never knew become, y'all know how it goes. They become your family. They come your lost friend. Remember, man, you was in the military back in the 80s? No. But they can make you remember this. But a poor man, the one friend that he might have had growing up, trust me, somebody can come along and probably buy that friend away from him. Or you lose your friend just because you're poor, you're in need. And you know this is my man. This is the only guy I can count on. But you count too many times for him. And now he stopped answering your calls. Now you ringing the bell and he got that new thing where your picture comes up right there and he sees you. Nah, tell the kids, be quiet. Yeriel out there again, be quiet, shh. And you lost that one friend because you poor. You know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing to back and forth. Yeah, reciprocate him. So he stopped answering your calls for a while. Which ain't right, but it's life. Amen.
A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that breatheth forth lies shall not escape.
The false witness will not go unpunished. The man who utters lies will not go free. False witnesses, listen, as Cohen Mikhail always say, the truth is verifiable. And you can only keep that false thing up but so long before they say, nah, that's not the way it happened. You might have rehearsed this thing for 20 years, but look, that's not how it happened. And he says, and a liar will not go free because you got to keep up the lie. You're never free from that lie. You got to carry that lie on. You got to keep remembering that lie. If you said I had on blue jeans and a black sweater, you got to remember that. You're never free from that until you free yourself and say, look, I've been lying, man. I've been lying for 10 years. I've been lying to you, Chief. It was, I gotta free myself from the lie. But until you free yourself from the lie by telling the truth, you're captive to that lie. You got to keep that lie going, and people gonna ask you about it. Year later, 3 holy days down the line. Yo, remember you told us that story about that dash, and you be like, yeah, how did that go again? Because you got to remember the lie. So you'll never be free of it. Come sheep. 6.
Many will entreat the favor of the liberal man, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts.
It said the generous man has many to court his favor. To one who gives, everyone is a friend. You ain't got too many enemies when you free-handed and you just, ain't nobody got no reason to be mad at you. And you just buy friends. People come, hey, Prince, you need anything? Nah, I'm good. All right. And they court your friendship because of your generosity. Come, sheep.
All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him?
It said the brothers of the poor hate him. Your own blood brothers. Because you poor, and to a poor person, I mean, it's like, oh, here he come, he gonna ask for something again. You already reading them, here he come. It says, and his friends, how much more do these desert him? How much more do your friends desert you in your time of need? Like I always say, you can go places and you can be starving. You just be cats out here that offer you a beer or anything but some food. They won't offer you food. But you want a beer? You want a cigarette? They give you all that stuff that'll kill you, but to offer you food, it's very, very rare. Yo, you want something to eat? Come, sheep.
He that pursueth words, they turn against him. 8. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that getteth understanding shall find good.
He goes in search of words, but there is none to be had. Sometimes you're looking for something that just ain't there. He said, he who obtains wisdom works his own good. He who cares about discernment finds happiness. Once you work your wisdom, once you have knowledge of things, once you're a studier, once you take time out with stuff and learn about your Chevy. You learn, you read the book and say, let me stop going to mechanic. Let me just sit back and read about this and get the wisdom of how to fix this. And then you start learning stuff about your car and the tranny go and you say, listen, okay, I can do this, I do that. And you fix it, you find pleasure in that, not spending that $1,600. You happy. Come, sheep.
9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that breatheth forth lies shall perish.
A false witness shall not go unpunished, and the man who utters lies will meet his end. All right. I think I just said that one, but some of these going to repeat. But a false witness, again, you won't go unpunished because the truth is verified. It will come out. Come, sheep.
Luxury is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes.
Say it is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury. The fool, because first of all, the fool don't take nothing in pleasure. He don't get things that is at worth value. So fools just splurge everything. It ain't good for a fool to just have all kind of stuff. Instead, for a servant to have rule over princes, when you ain't geared towards something, it don't work in your favor. Princes are raised up to be in a certain place of nobility, and then when the servant just take over, you used to serving anyway. You probably gonna do all the work anyway. That's what you used to doing. Come, sheep.
It is the discretion of a man to be slow to anger, and it is in his glory to pass over a transgression.
Mm-hmm.
The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as the dew upon the grass.
It says, a man's shrewdness shows his equanimity, his self-respect in overlooking an offense. A man, a righteous man, it says he looks over you don't just judge people on every offense. Sometimes you can say, yeah, he got that one. You can let things go. Some people they just everything you do is just wrong. You're wrong for this, you're wrong for that. Sometimes you can overlook stuff. Like they say, don't sweat the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't no harm, no foul, let it go. If it ain't no foul against me or it ain't nothing against the laws of God, sometimes you can let stuff go. Come sheep.
13. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual drought.
A foolish son is a ruin of his father. When you have a foolish son or an unlearned son that won't study, and you are a father, and you're working hard to make him have a better life than you. You're working hard. You're studying every day, so you have the right things to tell your son. You always trying to leave some goodly words or something with your son. And when he's just a foolish son, it says he's a ruin to you. He ruined your life because you have nobody to leave inheritance to. You have you have nobody to be proud of. He says, and a woman scolding is like a dripping gutter. I don't know how many of y'all ever seen like the movies when they have that the Chinese water torture. Yeah. When they just have the water, when they trying to get information out of them and just the water just drip. Drip. That's what a scolding woman is, A scolding wife is just like a water torture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, drip.
Come through dripping.
Just steadily nagging. You know what I mean? You want some feedback sometimes, but it's a time and place for everything. And when it's just constant, especially if you are a quiet type of man, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's just like, maybe go to work, come home, do certain things and drip. It's torture. How's he? Fall back. Tell me when it's time, man.
You good?
Okay, drip. Ooh, yeah.
14. I'm going, man. I'm going. 14. I'm going.
Take your time.
14. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, but a prudent wife is from Yahweh.
From fathers.
Take your time with that one, Chief.
Take my time. Neither. From fathers come inheritance of house and wealth. And these are the things you want to build up to leave for your children. These are the things you want to, as a father, this is what you work for. You work so that your children can have some kind of inheritance. You want to have a house for them, somewhere where you know that they're safe in your demise, or if something happened to you, you know your children got something to fall back on. And, in every step of life, as a child, you want your father to leave you something, and you want to leave your child more, than your father left you. And it says, and from Yehovah, a wife who is discreet. Now, discretion is the better part of valor. So if you have a discreet wife that's, like a wife that y'all have argued over something, anything, all week, from Sunday to Thursday, but when y'all come in this camp together, nobody would never know that y'all had an argument. That's right. That's discretion. Nobody would never know that y'all had a knockdown drag out. I don't put no marks on it. But when I say knockdown drag out, I mean just a heavy argument. You know what I mean? A heavy argument. For days. Y'all just been it's been drip all week. But when you come to the camp, you know what I mean? You ain't got one of the wives that say, "Hey, get a plate." Hey, everything. You got to get the chicken from over there. I mean, everybody looking around like, wow, it's a problem in that house. Hey, it done dripped on over to everybody else. But when a woman of discretion is from the Most High, He gives you that if that's what, you know, if that's what you deserve. That it gives you so that y'all don't have to, nobody knows your business. And they said that a house is to cover shame. You know what I mean? So if you got problems, you keep them in the house. You work them out in the house. You don't get on the phone and call the girl, you know what happened with me and my husband. Because you can't take that back. And as many times as we tell people, listen, this is just between me and you. It's never just between me and you. As soon as you hang up, girl, you know something, this is just between me and you. Don't tell nobody else this. Huh? It was just between you and him. Now it's between you and her. And then the next person is just between me and you.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. So that's discretion. Come sheep. Where we at?
15. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and the idle soul shall suffer hunger.
Idleness lulls a man to sleep. When you get that idle and that sluggardness, after a while, you get so comfortable in it, and it's like you sleep. It's like you went down Monday and you come up and say, what day is it? It's Thursday. You know, I missed out on all the week because you're so idle and stuff. And more than fall asleep, you fall out of touch with what's happening in life. When you're idle in your time, when you're idle, when you don't stay up with current events and all of that. And somebody say, yeah, well, they did that shooting over there and doesn't. And, you know, when things ain't happening to you, you don't know nothing about them. Your mind is idle. Your mind don't take time out to watch the news or watch what's happening, you know, to talk to the people in your congregation. You know, what are we doing, you know? Look on the board, say, okay, this is coming up. I want to be in. When you get idle away from that, you lose touch. Before you know it, it's Shabbat. You're like, the holy days already? The holy days upon us? Because you ain't been counting the Omer, you ain't been doing none of that stuff. You just been idle. You just been going through the motions. Day by day. And it happens to the best of us. But we just can't get idle right now because time is not on our side. Come sheep.
16. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die.
Said, he who keeps the commandments is a keeper of himself. When you keeping his law, you're not doing this for nobody but you. Can't fool yourself doing this for my ish. Boy, if we ever got divorced, boy, I'm going to buy these pants just in case. Fold them in the closet, because I just wear these skirts for him. I don't like these skirts. Huh? I got a good shape. I wanted to just buy. But as long as we together, I got to do this for him. You do this for yourself.
Right.
Every man, you know, is in charge of their own sins.
17. He that is gracious unto the poor lendeth unto Jehovah, and his good deed he will repay unto him.
It says when you loan it to the poor, them people that we try to run from most of the time, it said you lend. It's like lending unto the Most High. It's like you give something to the Creator. You know, it's like what they call paying forward. Huh? You don't look for that guy out there that's really, really hungry, and you say, yo, I'm hungry. And you standing there with a pocket full and the deli right there, and you say, listen, get this guy a sandwich. You know, you pay for him a sandwich, and every time you see him, yo, you know you owe me a sandwich. You know you owe me that $3.50 I gave you for a sandwich. When you give to the poor, you don't even look for that back from him. You know what I mean? You look at other things that may happen in your life, and you can put it to that. Wow, man, I help the poor. The Most High bless me. Torah YAH. You know, that's what you look for. You look for it from maybe your brother, your sister help you out. But you don't just look for that one person that I gave this to you and you owe me. It don't happen like that in life. Sometimes you get your blessings from somewhere you had no idea it was coming from.
Right.
Come here.
18. Chasten thy son, for there is hope, but set not thy heart upon his destruction.
It says, all the while there is hope, chastise your son, but do not set out to destroy him altogether. Listen, they said that you could beat your child on the side. They say you ain't going to kill him. Right. You know what I mean? When your children do certain things, I mean, and grown folks, The man said, I'm sorry, not the man. The Most High said, if you're worthy of stripes, don't let it exceed 40. Right. So I mean, grown people can get chastised. Grown people can get a beating, a mocker. Right. But if you want your child to go in the right way, sometimes it takes a beating. You see the people who say, I'll never beat my child. Boy, them some terrible kids, man. Some of them, not all of them, not all of them. You never put everything in one basket. Some of them turn out to, because they've never felt, the beat down. They never felt what I can't call it beat down as your child. They never felt the chastisement which comes from doing wrong.
Chastisement, yes, sir.
And actually, you're wronging your child by not just, But it also says don't break the child. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Some people overdo it. Some people, for the smallest thing, get over here, and your child like this. You call them over to get something to eat. You done broke that child. Like a horse or a dog. You beat the dog too much, you call that dog and don't break your child, you know what I'm saying? And, like when I came up with the beating, you got to talking to. And, it's like, boy, didn't I tell you not to do that? And, God, if you know better, and we worked too hard for you to mess up them shoes. And,
Like a drip.
Yeah. But you learned, and you took them words in as you took the mocker. You took them words in, and you're not going to go in that cookie thing no more, because you know what comes with that. If you say after dinner you get 2 cookies, that's when you get your 2 cookies. So, there is a time when your child deserves a mocker, but we just can't go overboard. Start getting good to you. Some of us black out sometimes. That's another story. My kids is all right, man. Come see.
19. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou interpose, thou wilt add thereunto.
A violent man lays himself open to a penalty. Spare him, and you aggravate your own misfortune. I said a violent man is open to penalty. Those who are violent, you're going to do something wrong. Eventually, your violence is going to cause you to go to jail, cause something to come upon you. And if you know a violent person, it says, spare him and you aggravate your own misfortune. You know this violent guy and you want to hang around him and all this, it's going to be your own downfall. It said 2 don't walk together unless they be agreed. So now you walking with this violent person who at a whim would just say, hey, you bumped me. I ain't bump you, man. I came close, but I ain't bump you. I say you bumped me. Boom. I know people like that. That's quick to just use their hands. But that one day this guy got the gun and he's like, okay, boom. Oh, and you with him? Boom. So you got to stay away from them people who you know that are prone to violence and that don't use the common sense that the Most High has given us. You gotta fall back. Certain places you can't go. I'd like to go to party with you, but I can't. You're going to have 2 drinks, then you're going to fondle women, and you're going to tell this guy, yo, what you looking at? Everybody looking at you. What you looking at? You're looking for a fight, so I can't go out with you, bro. I can't be seen in public with you. Come, sheep.
20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in the latter end.
It said, listen to advice, accept correction, to be the wiser in the time to come. We have to listen to the words. They say some people learn by beatings, and some people just learn by wisdom, by just listening to what's being told. So they take that in, and your children, and my son come to me and said, man, this happened and that happened, and I just thought back of what you used to tell me back in the days. I thought back, because it's in there. Once you put something in there, it's in the brain, and it might not happen today or tomorrow, but 2 years from now, something happened. He said, oh, man. I said, if you see all of them blue shirts going down the block and you got this red shirt on, get to the left. Because it might be a problem down there with all them blue shirts. So you use that wisdom. But if you choose not to and you just walk into the blue shirts and they throw a sign and you don't know what the sign is, it could be a situation.
You know what the sign is. 21. There are many devices in a man's heart, but the counsel of Yahweh, that shall stand.
Plans multiply in the human heart, but the purpose of Yahweh stands firm. We get a lot of thoughts in our mind. We get a lot of things that we should propose to do. It said men propose, the Most High dispose. Because all of these things that we be thinking 100 miles an hour, it said, but the purpose of Yahweh stands firm. This book right here and the things that we know to be right, this is just non-negotiable.
Right.
Ain't no negotiating with this. Thou shalt not steal mean thou shalt not steal.
That's it.
You can't negotiate with it. Like we was talking in the back. Some people wanted to say, nah, it ain't adultery. She ain't married to her. She ain't no ring on her finger. You can't negotiate with it. This is that man's wife, his woman. You know, they got an understanding. You can't get involved in that because of your interpretation of marriage.
Amen. 22. The lust of a man is his shame, and a poor man is better than a liar.
A man's attractions lies in his kindness. Better a poor man than a liar. It's better to just, to be poor, be content with what you got, than be a liar. Liars never wrote, I don't care how much money you got, what you own, when you're a constant liar, and that's like a disease that, listen, you lie about everything.
Yes, sir.
Lie about the time. 8 o'clock, no, it's 10 o'clock. Anything, once you become that liar and that get up in you, just for no reason at all. You walk into this room and nobody's saying nothing. Hey, y'all, it's raining outside. Nobody asked you how the weather was. You just felt to come out with a lie. And that's what liars do. And that's a bad thing. It's better to be poor, better, than to not want, to be wanting than to be a liar. Come shoot.
23. The fear of Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil.
The fear of Yahweh leads to life. A man has food and shelter and no evil to fear. When you have the fear of Yahweh, then you read this book and you try to do what is right for the fear of not being accepted by your God. When you fear Yahweh and you do these things, he said food and shelter you shouldn't want for it. If you're patient enough and you wait on things, the Most High will bless you. And said no evil will come your way. Because again, you have that shield over you. When you're in true fear of Most High, trying to do that which is right, you have that guaranteed shield from the Most High. Come sheep.
24. The sluggard burieth his hand in the dish, and will not so much as to bring it back to his mouth.
Into the dish the idler dips his hand, but bring it back to his mouth he cannot. That's the idler. Again, the sluggard. He can stick his hand right in the pot, but to feed himself, he done got that lazy. He won't even feed himself now. You got that what you can eat, but you too lazy to feed your own self. That's the idler. That's the thing you don't want to fall into. Idleness. Come sheep.
25. When thou smiteth the scorner, the simple will become prudent. And when one that have understanding is reproved, he will understand knowledge.
Strike a mocker, and the ignorance will be more weary. Correct a man of discernment, and he will listen to reason. It said when a mocker, again, those who are, you got to give them a strike. Sometimes somebody they got to take the lashes to just make them understand, to make them weary to do this foolishness again. Sometimes they need a little beating. It says, correct a man of discernment, and he will listen to reason. You correct the guy who's discern things, who think things over, who is striving to do the right thing, and he gonna listen to reasoning. He gonna take the time out. You got some people, some knuckleheads, nah, I don't wanna hear nothing. You gotta say, nah, I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear that. So they don't even wanna take the time out to listen to the other part of the argument or your reasoning, and even in doing things. Sometimes people wanna do stuff and you say, look, I know an easier way. Maybe if you just, nah, I don't wanna hear that. I'm gonna do it this way. And they take their punishment like that. Come sheep.
26. A son that dealeth shamefully and reproachfully will despoil his father and chase away his mother.
He who despises dispossesses his father and drives out his mother is a son as shameless as depraved. When you got a child, well, disposed, that means you disregard all the sound wisdom that me and your mother have tried to put in you. And these are the two people who care the most for you, your parents. These are the people who want to see you do the best that you can, be the best that you can be in life. And when you dispose of that and disregard that, you messing your own self up. Come see.
27. Cease, my son, to hear instruction that causeth to err from the words of knowledge.
Give up listening to instruction, my son, and ignoring what knowledge has to say. This is like it's how you say that? It's telling you to do the opposite of what you really should do. It says, give up listening to instruction, which you know you shouldn't do. You don't fix stuff without reading the instructions. Right. And you don't give up on listening to people, you know, that we all in here together. We all praising this God. There's no way that I'm going to stop, you know, I get at a point where I stop listening to what Issachar and Mori Yiftach have to say. I stop listening to their instruction and their reason. So it's ignoring what knowledge has to say. We never want to ignore knowledge. We will never want to ignore the thing we know to be right. Come, sheep.
28. An ungodly witness mocketh at the right, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity.
A witness of bad character holds justice to contempt, and the mouth of the wicked goes on iniquity. When a wicked person, see, they mock at the things that are right. I mean, automatically when they doing that which is wrong, you know that they don't care for right. They push right to the side, and they said the wicked just go at iniquities. Come, sheep.
Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools.
The stick was created for mockers, and beatings for the backs of fools. There's a time and a purpose. Sometimes a mocker, those who do foolish things, they need the rod of correction. It's called a rod of correction. You will be corrected once that rod touches you. Come see.
Chapter 20, verse 1, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Wine is a mocker, strong drink is riotous, and whosoever reeleth thereby is not wise.
Wine is reckless, strong drink quarrelsome, unwise is he whom is seduced. As we read before through the Apocrypha, when they went about the things that, you know, the king is strongest, wine is strongest, and the women and wisdom. But as we know, when they talk about wine, and strong drink, once you get really intoxicated, it kind of is quarrelsome. You want to argue every point. You want this, you want that. Nobody's right but you. So it says he whom is seduced is unwise. Because, I mean, everything is good in moderation, but when you get seduced into the alcohol and you get pulled in by this stuff, it's very unwise, because you know, they say a drunk man speak a sober mind, but you're probably going to speak it at the wrong time. So, but in these things, you ain't going to do too much right. You're not at your full potential. So it says he who just tarries at the wine or the strong drink is unwise. Come see.
The terror of a king is as the roaring of a lion. He that provoketh him to anger forfeit his life. It is honor for a man to keep aloof from strife, but every fool will be snarling.
It says, like the roaring of a lion, the fury of a king, whoever provokes his anger wrongs his own life. When you know a person is in that kind of power, it says when the king gets angry, when the king starts yelling and screaming, it's like a lion out there. People scared of lions, and you scared when you what happened to the king? Why the king in there yelling like that? Because you don't know who the scepter is about to fall on. And it said whoever provokes his anger wrongs his own life. Once you piss the king off, you subject to off with your head. And y'all know our king is the king of heaven and earth, the Most High. So once you wrong him and you bring rage to the Most High, you put your own life in jeopardy. Yes, sir. You're killing yourself. Come see.
4. The sluggard will not plow when the winter setteth in. Therefore he shall beg in harvest and have nothing.
Autumn is over, but the idler does not plow. At harvest time he looks, nothing's there. You reap what you sow. If you sit around all the time when you're supposed to have been plowing and planting seed and doing all the things, you know, when you're supposed to have been like the squirrel and just saving up the nuts, and now all of a sudden it's winter and it's cold and you're hungry and you look and there's nothing there, you ain't gonna find nothing. If you ain't put nothing in, ain't nothing coming out. Come, sheep.
5. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out.
It said, deep in water are the purposes in human hearts. The discerning man has only to draw them out. It takes time. People got stuff inside of them. It takes a minute. You got to have patience to draw out these things in some people. Come, see.
6. Most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find.
It said, many describe themselves as kindly men, but who can find a man really to be trusted? So everybody does wrong things. It said, and everybody gonna tell you, oh, I ain't that kind of guy. Right. I'm not. You can trust me. We all like politicians. You can trust me. Ain't nobody gonna come in and just tell you their faults. Nobody gonna tell you, yeah, I do lie. I steal. I steal. Don't leave nothing around me, 'cause I'm gonna take it. Yeah. I'm gonna take. If you leave it there and you try to walk away, I'm gonna steal it. Nobody gonna tell you that. So they said many describe themselves as kindly men, but who can find a man really to be trusted? And that's supposed to be us that trust in the Most High, us that put faith in Him, us that read this book and really put it to the test, really put it to heart. Come, sheep.
7. He that walketh in his integrity is a just man. Happy are his children after him.
It said, a virtuous or a righteous man whose ways are blameless, happy is his children after him. When you righteous, when you doing righteousness, when you can go around people and they say, oh man, don't talk like that around Prince, man. Prince don't be talking like that stuff we talk, man. Don't, you know. He say even when your children, or you know, they happy because your children go around and say, oh, that's Prince Yeriel's son, or that's Issachar's son. Oh, he's good. He's good money. You know, when people can see your child and say, oh, he's good. I know his parents. They good people. They say, if your child is happy, your child ain't got problems. When you a wicked person, you bring problems on your child. Like we said the other day, listen, they gonna say, oh, I ain't seen this guy in weeks. Oh, but that's his son. So anything they have for you, they gonna put it on your son. Come, sheep.
8. A king that sitteth on the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes.
A righteous king that sits on the throne of judgment with one look scatters all the evil. When you're a king or when you're a person in charge and you doing that which is right and you just looking around, all them little evil doers and them little wicked people, they just gonna start to vanish. They might not get up out the seat right now and run, but you know, when you start talking certain stuff, they gonna stop coming. They gonna say, nah, that ain't for me. I'm not stop doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna eat this little bit of pork here. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But they gonna scatter. Two things can't occupy the same space. So if it's a lot of righteousness in here, it's a lot of God-fearingness in here, somebody come in here and they sit around for a while, but they say, I can't stay in there. It's a chill in there. It's like 80 degrees. It's just chilly in there. Because they feel that they just don't fit in. Right.
9. Who can say, I have made my heart clean? I am pure from sin.
What man can say, I have cleansed my heart, I am purified of my sins. See, that's when we get over-righteous. That's when they say, ain't nobody closer to God than to me. Ain't nobody closer to God than me.
That's right.
Yeah, I done chilled on doing this, I chilled on doing that. You know, I think me and God be having that one-on-one now.
He speaks to me.
He speaks to me.
Yeah.
God speaks to me. He'll speak to y'all. But he speaks to me. So when I tell you stuff, it's like almost coming directly from God.
Yeah.
Who can say that? He said, what man can say, I have cleansed my heart? Again, there's none of us that sinneth not. There's none of us that don't do wrongs. So again, we just have to try to weigh ourselves and balance, you know.
Yes, sir.
It says we look at the week past, and that's only to see what did I do wrong that I can correct. You know, what mistakes did I make that I can correct? Because we're going to do some wrong in life.
Right.
Ain't nobody in here that can say, I am purified from my sins. Ain't nobody in here can say, I've been doing right for 5 years. God done cleaned my slate. You don't know when that thing going to hit you. I mean, you could have did something 10 years ago, and God just choose to hit you now. Your cup just got full. Boom, hold that. I mean, God don't beat us for every little thing, or none of us would be standing. Come, sheep.
10. Diverse weights and diverse measures, both of them alike are an abomination unto Jehovah.
One weight here, another weight there. Here one measure, there another. Both alike are abhorrent to Jehovah. We can't sell one brother this amount and sell another brother that amount for the same price. I can't give you 2 ounces and give my man's. Here, you get 4 ounces, and both of y'all give me $5. That's an unjust weight and an unjust measure. I mean, it says it's hard to be a merchant. It's hard for a merchant to be honest. But when we out here, we got to try to be just with friend and stranger alike. If we selling stuff here, you got to have a scale. You got to put the herbs in the scale and make sure that, you know, it's a just weight and a just balance, because you might get robbed of somebody. You can't count every, rice in the bag, but the weight got to be the same, because the Most High is watching us. You know, and like they said, you got people who tip the scale, put their finger on the scale, just that's 5, when they really only gave you 3. But the Most High don't like that, and that's who our main objective is, to try to please. We can try to please one another, but our main objective is to try to get favor from the Most High. Come, sheep.
11. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right.
Even at play, a child reveals whether his actions will be pure and right. Even if you watch a child in the play and how they interact with others, you can tell whether this is a good child or a bad child. You can see this child pulling on the little girl here. You can say, yeah, that's a bad little child. And they just playing. But you can see some evil in there, and just in their playing. You can see if they got a pure heart. If y'all playing and running and you knock somebody down, you say, oh, I'm sorry, come on, get up. You know, you can see all of that in kids. You can see some of the things that they got in them, and it's up to us to try to wean out the bads that they may have. You know, as children, they're gonna make mistakes, but it's up to us to try to wean that out. Come see.
The hearing ear and the seeing eye, Jehovah have made even them both.
It said the ear that hears and eyes that see, Jehovah has both of these. The Most High giving us the sight and the listening abilities, and He has 1,000 times more of that. So anything you think you can see or hear, the Most High hears it all. Nothing gets away from the Most High. Most High don't sleep, He don't slumber, He don't do any of these things. So we have to keep this in mind at all times, that the Creator is watching. His eyes in the dark is dark, His eyes can see through that. Come, sheep. 13.
Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt have bread in plenty.
It says, do not love sleep, or you will know poverty. If you love to be lazy, you can. If you watch any of these, promotional speakers, these motivator speakers and stuff like that, and cats like Steve Harvey, they tell you most of the rich people, you don't get much sleep. Most of the people who are out here trying to get something, you just can't lay around all day and just say, oh, I got to get up and play my numbers and then go back home. You got to put some hard work in here You know what I'm saying? In order to see stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, you got to plant something in order to watch something grow. Come shoot.
14. It is bad. It is bad, saith the buyer, but when he is gone his way, then he boasteth.
No good, says the buyer, but he goes off congratulating himself. Again, that's the merchant. It's hard for merchants to be honest. When you come to the merchant or you come to the pawn shop and you say, listen, man, I want to pawn this. I want to sell this chain. He gonna look at it and say, I don't know. I don't think this is worth nothing. Nah. You say, come on, man. I know what I paid for it. I know what it's worth. Give me $500. I might can do two. I might can give you $200 for that. And you in a situation now anyway. You know, bills are probably due or something. And then you say, all right, man, give me the two. And as soon as you walk out that store, you say, yeah, I got him. He congratulated himself. He's like, got him, man. I could have gave him at least $700 for this. And I got him for $2. He congratulated himself. But he telling you, oh, no, this ain't no good. So this is, we got to be careful of these things. Come shoot.
15. There is gold in a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel.
It said there's gold and profuseness of pearls, but lips that speak of knowledge, that is the priceless ornament. You can have gold, jewelry, diamonds, and all of that, but when you before somebody and you giving them knowledge, that's priceless. When you learning them certain things, when you teaching them about this book, that's priceless. I went to the store Friday, and there was a young lady in there. I went to Verizon, they couldn't do nothing for me. Everything you said, well, you got to call customer service. So I walked out there not getting nothing done to my phone, but the young lady seen the ZCs. She asked me about them, and it was beautiful because she was attentive, and she just asked me, well, what did you do this? And why is the 10 Commandments? No, I said, this is to remember the commandments. She said, oh, the 10 Commandments? And she Googled it, 10 Commandments came up. I said, well, actually there's 613. 613? And she Googled it, 613 came up. So she like, wow. And then, I started telling her about little things about the Sabbath and this and that and how just the dietary law was, things that I may have learned 40 years ago. But it was good to just see how amazed it had her. As we was talking earlier about the teachers, you gotta, when you teach people now, you can't teach them like they on the same level as you. Because there's people out here that don't know this. There's people who don't know about Genesis 1. They've been in probably the New Testament or whatever, or nothing. So it was just, I walked out of there happy, just knowing that I had a chance just to, I came, I gave the young lady the card. I said, you can watch us on this channel and everything, and it was great. And then as I walked out the gateway, I looked on the bench, and there's a pocketbook. Nobody around. I said, this your test, Yeriel. You got tested already. Ain't been out of here 3 minutes, and all you see pocketbooks in there, black pocketbook. So I'm like, all right. So at first, the cameras and all that. I'm looking for security or somebody to give it to. So then I go, and I asked the lady, I said, is this yours? I said, okay. Well, look, we're going to take this in this store because this is the closest store to where the bench is at. So if anybody come back looking, but I made sure I had a witness because I know how these things go down. You know what I mean? And so I took it in there, gave it to the lady. She said, okay, we'll put it up. Never knowing. No, I don't want you to open it. I don't want to care what's in there. I don't even want that on my mind. But like I said, it was a good thing. It was a good feeling. Where we at?
16. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and hold him in pledge that is surety for an alien woman.
It said, take the man's clothes. He has gone surety for a stranger. Seize him to the profit of a person unknown. It said, person unknown. Sometimes when you loan to people, you don't know the stranger something. You gotta take something, hold something until your money comes back. You just can't just trust everybody and just say, hey, hold it. Go ahead, I'll see you when I see you. You may never see him again. Come see.
17. Bread of falsehood is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth shall be filled with gravel.
A man finds bread sweet when it is got by fraud, but later his mouth is full of grit. Most of us, like it says, stolen waters are sweet. Most of us, when they get something about fraud, or when they can walk away bragging, I got over on them. Like I said about the jeweler, when you can walk away knowing you robbed this man, knowing, you know, that's sweet to you. That's like bragging rights. Yeah, I got him. I got over on him. But those things don't last. Like we said, the Most High is watching. The Most High is so, you know, he's everywhere. So we as learned people got to remember these things and walk on this principle. Come, sheep.
18. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice carry on walk.
Weigh your plans in consultation with sound guidance. Wage your wars. You got to sit down with men of like minds. When you getting ready to do certain things, you have to sit down with the right consultants, the people who you can trust their advice, you know, and you know that they ain't bumped their heads, you know. You talking with people, and it says sound guidance weighs your war. Don't just go out there talking about some, yo, we got to fight these guys, and yo, they did this, and, you know. Take time, wage the war, counseling it. If it got to be done, make a plan. You don't just say, oh, we just going to run down this block and make a plan. Y'all go around this way, we go around that way. You know, when you hear the certain whistle, we both come in. You know, you got to plan a strategy. Nobody goes to battle and just, you know, willy-nilly. Animals is the only ones that just run up on you and you shoot the elephant, another elephant keep coming. We have to know, you know, you got to zig, you got to zag. You know what time, when they most vulnerable. You know, we got to wage a war. We got to make a strategy. Come, sheep.
19. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that openeth wide his lips.
The bearer of gossips lets out secrets. Have nothing to do with the chatterers. When you know a person, when you know people, and you know that they can't hold water, nothing is safe with them. Why would you tell your business with them? Why would you sit down with somebody who you know likes to gossip? And you know this because they gossip to you. If somebody tell you everybody's business, why would you tell them your business? Because they just going to tell it to somebody else. If you know about this one, that one, and that one from this one person, why would you tell them your innermost secret? You know they're going to tell it because they tell you everything. You think you the only ears? If they can't get you on the line, they going to the next person. Yeah, you know Prince Yeriel did this, and you know she did that, and that, and that. He said, with a chatterer, tell none of your secrets. And this is something we should know. A secret is only as good as when you keep it. You let a secret out, and it ain't a secret no more.
20. Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in the blackest darkness.
Let's say whoever curses his father or mother in the blackest darkness shall have his lamp snuffed out. You die a cruel death when you disrespectful and cursing your parents and the first gods you knew, the people who raised you up, who cleansed you, who fed you, who did all good things for you. And when you get to a certain point in your life, you just feel like you can talk to them any kind of way, you can treat them any kind of way, that you're going to have a cruel life. Ain't nothing good going to come to you.
21. An estate may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Property
quickly come by at first, will not be blessed in the end. Certain things in life we do that at the end of the matter, you still messed up. You still where you started from. You know, so many drug dealers out here right now that's asking, bum a cigarette. Can I get a cigarette? Can I get a cigarette? Because, I mean, they made money hand over foot. But in the end, between doctors, lawyers, bail money, all these things, the cars, the fancy cars they bought, the jewelry, all this was taken away because you got it fast and you didn't have time to make a plan. You didn't have time to say, okay, I'll sit this aside. You didn't trust nobody enough to say, okay, well, this brother, he works for a firm, so I'm going to ask him to put this money and do this for me and buy me this building or buy me something. Property quickly gotten. Sometimes it just disappears. Uh-huh.
22. Say not thou, I will requite evil. Wait for Yahweh, and he will save thee.
It says you can't repay every evil or everything that's done to you. Sometimes, you know, them people that do stuff to you and you be like, man, I really just want to kill this person. But then you think to yourself, you look at your life, you say, I got my wife, my kids. You know, God gonna take care of that bum. I mean, something gonna happen to that. The Most High take care of it. Some things you just gotta give over to God. When you look at it and you weigh it up and you say, nah, I mean, I'm still alive. You know, he may have did this, he may have did that, but I'm still living. God will take care of him.
That's right.
You know, say you can't repay every evil. You can't just want to revenge on everything. Say vengeance is the Lord sometimes. Come see.
23. Diverse weights are an abomination unto Yahweh. A false balance is not good.
Again, Most High doesn't like unjust weights. He said a false balance is not good because you're learning a deceit. And these things is like a poison in us. When we start learning how to deceive people, trick people, it just start coming so easy that, you know, then you go too far with it. Now you done start fooling people and you're mixing this with that. You're learning new tricks to rob people. So it says don't even start being unjust. Weigh it out right if you're going to weigh it out. If you're not going to do it, just don't do it at all. Amen.
Amendment 24. A man's goings are of Yahweh. How then can man look unto his way?
It said Yahweh guides a man's steps. How could man discern the way of he goes? So the Most High guides our steps. Sometimes we want to do things and things just go totally different from what we wanted. That's the Most High either showing us something or doing it for us. So the only way we can guide our steps is doing the things that are pleasing in the Most High sight. And trying to get mercy from the Most High where he will show us the right way to go. Come see.
25. It is a snare to a man to rashly say holy, and after vows to make inquiry.
It said a man is trapped when he shouts dedicated and only begins to reflect after the vow. The book tell you, listen, you don't have to vow at all. Right. But you can't swear on something, vow on something, and you have taken no time to think this thing over. You say, yeah, I'm down. I'm dedicated to this. I'm down 100%. And you ain't hear the rest of the matter. Brothers say, yo, we're going to do this Sunday and we're going to do that. I'm down, man. I'm down. If I'm alive, I'm in. And you don't even know the rest of the matter. You don't know how this is going to go. This is happening during your work day. You got to take off. You didn't hear the whole thing over. So don't vow before you know the whole entire story. But it might not be fitting for you to say I'm in. And it's okay to say, listen, after hearing the whole situation, I don't think I can dedicate myself to that because it would be a conflict or I don't have the time on that day. You know, it's all right to say that. But don't just, I'm in. Do the handshake and all of that. And at the end, you find out, I can't do it. And people feel away when you wait till Saturday night to say, yo, you know something? I just remembered. We done planned you in this. We got everything together. And now all of a sudden you ain't in. Because you found out that it wasn't right for you. So don't dedicate yourself to something before you find out the whole matter.
26. A wise king sifteth the wicked and turneth the wheel over them. The spirit of a man is the lamp of Yahweh, searching all the inward parts.
A wise king renounces the wicked and makes their spite recoil on themselves. This is a wise king, a king understanding, a God-fearing king. He recoils those who doing wicked. He turns that thing Haman wanted to do right back on Haman.
Right.
Huh? Haman wanted to hang Mordecai, a just man. And after finding out things and looking through the books and finding out who saved his life, Mordecai, the wickedness Haman wanted to do fell on his own head. So we got to be careful. Come see.
28. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upheld by mercy.
Say kindness and loyalty mount guard over the king. His throne is founded on kindness. Kindness, that's a beautiful thing. And loyalty. even when you the king, you got to be loyal to your subjects. You gotta treat those who deserve it with kindness. You know, you can't multiply women and horses and do all of this stuff, and this thing it'll come back to you. Come see.
29. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is their hoary head.
The glory of young men is their strength. When a young man is in the right and he's strong, listen, man, let's get these chairs up and let's do this and let's do that. That's when you need the young men to step up, you know. And the man of wisdom gonna say, listen, don't lift that way. Yeah. You know, you'll get a hernia. You'll throw your back out. That's his wisdom. The gray hairs. He's been around. He knows some things, so he can teach you exactly how to do things right. And when you get, as a young man, when you getting taught wisdom by elders, like the book says, you're supposed to wear out their doorstep. Yes, you ain't supposed to be scared to say, Shalom, Moray, I need to just ask you a few questions. I had something on my mind, you know, through these chapters I read, and I just want to ask your opinion on it. You don't be scared to say that, you know. I mean, usually we call our homeboy, but he knows just as much as you, if not less. So it's good to wear out the doorstep, and trust me, most of these elders love to talk. So, you know, they'll sit down with you all day and just tell you all kind of beautiful things. Come see.
30. Sharp wounds cleanse away evil. So do stripes that reach to the inward parts. Hallelujah.
Wounding strokes are good medicine for evil. Blows bring healing to the deepest self. Again, a lot of these things have talked about wounds, talked about mockers, talked about beatings, because these things, they make you consider. When you're getting whooped on, it make you consider. When you locked up behind bars, it makes you consider. That's your time to think. When you're at a funeral, you consider. These are the things. And, you know, we got to just check the Most High. And we be into our deepest self then. When you sitting down and you at a point when you want to time out, you know, I mean, anybody of wisdom, you would sit down and you say, wow, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe I shouldn't have did this. But I hope y'all got something out of that. And one more thing. Okay, I just got my little sayings that I wrote down, so I gotta say them. I don't come up here much. It says, change the way we look at things, then the things we look at begin to change. You know, because sometimes we got a bad way of looking at situations, and they don't always come out the way, you know, that we figured them. But sometimes we just have to change the way that we look at a situation or a problem, and then the things that we looking at will begin to change. And then my last one, it says, if you see one homeless man, there will be 10 manless homes. So every time you see a homeless man out there, trust me and believe, there's a bunch of houses with no man in them houses. The women trying to do everything. So with that, that's just my sins. Most High bless y'all all and be with y'all. Shabbat Shalom.
Let's be Yehovah. Thanking the Most High for the life of Chief Prince Yeriel, for that excellent lesson, and for the wisdom and understanding that he's brought forth on this day. I hope that everyone took heed to them. Sometimes you sit here and let things go in one ear and go out the other, but he gave a lot of valuable jewels today in order for us to carry on in life. So I hope that we paid attention. So as you know, when the sun goes down, we're going to do a brief Shavuot service. Our brother Chief Benjamin will do it. We got some people brought some food so we could warm it up after I finish saying these prayers, and we could begin to set up. We're going to sit down and eat. We're going to set the tables up, sit down and eat, and while Chief Benjamin go through the prayers. For those who are staying, I don't know how many people are going to stay, but I know some people are staying. So let us begin to close out the Shabbat day with the prayers that are set aside for the closing of the Shabbat day. The first, we'll be going to the book of Exodus chapter 20, which is the constitution of the nation of Yisrael. The world knows this as the Ten Commandments. Hallelujah. And God spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of thy house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that's in the heaven above, or that's in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and show mercy unto the thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy God in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Shabbat unto Yahweh thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in the midst, and rested on the 7th day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Hallelujah. Baruch Yehovah asher natan menukale amo Yisrael. Keko asher diber lo nafal devar ekad miko. Devaro hatov asher diber beya Moshe avdo. Yehi Yehovah Eloheinu. Imanu kasher haya imavotenu. Al yasvenu. Le'al yitshenu. Le'atot levavnu. La 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 kep ekal derat kal. Welishmo mitzotayo. Wekukwayo. Umishpatayo. Asher ziwa et havotenu. Where you devare ele hasher hikananti, lifne Yahweh kwerovim, el Yahweh Eloheinu, Yomam wilai la aso mishpar avdodu mishpar amo Yisrael, devar yom beyomo, lema'an da kalme haaretz, ki Yahweh hu ha Elohim, ein od, where hayah levav kem shalemim Yahweh Eloheinu, la leket beku kwayo, where the small misotayo, hayom hazeh, hallelujah. Oh, give thanks to Yahweh for he is good. Oh, give thanks to the God of gods. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords. To him alone doeth great wonders. To him who by wisdom made the heavens. To him who laid out the earth above the waters. To him who made great lights. The sun to rule by day. The moon and stars to rule by night. To him who struck Egypt in their firstborn. And brought out Israel from among them. With a strong hand and with an outstretched arm. To him who divided the Red Sea in two. And made Israel to pass through the midst of it. But overthrew Paro and his army in the Red Sea. To him who led his people through the wilderness. To him who struck down great kings. And slew famous kings. Siwan, king of the Amorites. And Og, king of Bashan. And gave their land as a heritage to Israel, his servant, who remembered us in our lowly state and rescued us from our enemies, who gives food to all flesh. Oh, give thanks to God of heaven. Hallelujah. This psalm I'll say the words of the blessing that the Most High God gave unto Moshe to give our Haron and his sons to bless the children of Yisrael. Hoping and praying that on the conclusion of this day, that the Most High God will look down upon each and every one of us and grant us a blessing. Wadaber Yehovah el Moshe lemor, daber el Aharon we el benal lemor, ko tevar kue bnei Yisrael el amor lahem. And Yehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Aharon and unto his son, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Yisrael. Ye shall say unto them, Yivarek ka Yehovah yishmarek ha. Ya'ir Yahweh Panawale Kawi Kuneka. Yisai Yahweh Panawale Kawi Yasem Laka Shalom. May Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. May Yahweh make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and may he grant thee peace. Hallelujah. Blessed be Yahweh our King. We thank the Most High God for this holy Shabbat day. And I thank the Most High God for this holy season of Shavuot, which is which would be the time of from the day after after the first day of CHOKMAH, so or the morrow after the Shabbat, where we begin to count the Omer and bring up, the offerings that we would have been bringing up during this time, which would have been the wheat offering, and where we were commanded to bring 2 loaves as a weight offering if we were in the land. But being that it's a time that we keep as a memorial, we're going to have some food, and then tomorrow we hope that everybody will have the food here by 1 p.m. Everybody, whoever's online listening, whoever's here, we will have the food by 1 p.m. And the services tomorrow will begin at between 11:30 and 12. All right? Between 11:30 and 12. So be here before that time or by that time and have the food here by 1 o'clock. Those of you who are having the food, who are cooking food. Amen? Amen. Blessed be Yahweh our King. So right now we're going to disperse, and then Chief Benyamin going to come back and give us a quick little service. And I believe we could start warming up some of the stuff that we have here, those of you that are here. Hallelujah. Blessed be Yahweh.